Hello, hello. I am going to be showing off my Fulgora science build. It makes 2880 science per second. Yes, a lot. This is for the competition build. This is a lot easier to record this and send it to their Discord. This took 6, 12, 20 hours to make. A little longer than Vulcanus here, but not bad, not bad. So the 6 distracting. Okay, there we go. So we'll start with the science boys. So we have 10 of these in a row. I couldn't get a stable clock, lead follow, latch lead follow, anything. Nothing was stable with 8. Even though it does make 240 a second, just the amount of wake list going in here and out of here was not good. And trying to make this work with 8 just was not stable. So I had to resort to 10 and significantly more stable. It just works. Yeah, that's the science boys. They're very small compared to the rest of the build. It's so tiny. This is the clock I ended up using. This was generated using A-Buck Nasty's clock generator. However, if you try to do this yourself, you're not going to get this. This is manually tweaked to get these numbers. I went back and forth, plus minus 2 ticks on all of these, trying to tighten these windows, loosen them, tighten the clock, loosen it, until I've found a clock that's stable in numbers that are stable here. And that's where we get this. I'll show off the wake list towards the end. We'll start with the easiest parts of the build, which is the holmium solution. I had only one stack of 42 in here originally, but I had to double it, all because I didn't take into account these plates at the end. If it wasn't for those plates, this would be perfect. With just one, I need to... We do a very simple RS latched RS latch? I don't know what to call it. But the machines are RS latched and they're synced with this piece, with this logic. So we count the stone at the end, go all the way down. We count the stone at the beginning, because this stone is the furthest belt in the system. So it's going to take the longest to get to here. So if we have 32 stone there, and there, we can assume the entirety of this is full, and we can send the machines going. Realistically, it should wait about 20 seconds before it goes. Just to make sure it's safe, for lack of a better word. But even in a cold start scenario, it still manages to work just fine. Don't know how. It just works. We monitor both of the holmium solution, your holmium ore, and if there's less than 60, it flips this switch, which tells the whole holmium block here to turn off to keep it synced up. I couldn't think of a better way. There probably is a better way with more advanced circuit logic, but with how they're set up now, they either turn on or off if it's 1 or 2. It's fairly smart. I do the same thing for Vulcanus, for the Molten Iron and Copper, and it just works. There's no wake list. Oh, I turn off wake list, but yeah, there's no wake list here. It just works. It always stays synced up. So we do the same thing here, and it always stays synced up. Downside is you are turning off a big section of your base. No. But it's the only way I could think of to keep it synced up. The heavy oil is really easy. You just grab it from a lake. There are a very simple RS latch, and then a panic signal if you ever get low. There is no volume on every single alarm. That gets annoying. Instead, they just have an alert if you're low, or if you don't have any. And then another very simple RS latch for petrol or light oil. And the same for petrol. The only thing changing is the upper bound numbers. Sulfuric acid is pretty easy. For the most part, 95+% of the time, there are no wake lists here. But every now and then I'll notice one cycle on one machine has one wake list, another machine will have one. So every handful, give or take, of cycles, there's a wake list. I don't know why. There just is. It could be something to do with fluid priority and how that works. I don't know. All I know is every now and then there's a wake list on one inserter for one cycle, and then it's fine. All of the iron foundries are on an RS latch. It is dubious if this is better than letting the game do its thing. We'll find out. Otherwise, the machine, oh, see. Oh, I see, I'm low on water. Well, that would be why there's wait lists. I figured out the problem. Every other time I looked at it, it was fine. Anyway, if iron plates are below 100, that's what this does. And then below 400 for sulfuric acid. And the acid itself is latched. And this is, what is this called? Electrolyte. It is also on an RS latch. Same dealio with the other one. Stone is above 60, it goes. This is all of the required inputs. And then the lone plastic one way over here. So not a ton of inputs comparatively, but the problem might be the amount. Because you could get away with less lanes. Probably 3 in total. But it's a lot easier to do 4. That's why there's so many stone ones and ice ones. Way easier if each one has their own dedicated 240 per second belt. Rather than trying to split and balance and deal with all this, it's significantly easier if each one had their own. Water is the same as before. You monitor 2 parts of the ice. This one takes the longest. Very simple RS latch. Now that we've increased it, this should be more stable. Also going to increase petrol. Case that is a problem. I don't include molten iron or copper. A-Book Nasty has a blueprint for it in his benchmark world. It's in his Discord. You can find it there. So I would recommend using that. If not, just use your own. And for this design, you do have to ship in copper, raw copper, to get molten copper. Because on Fulgora, copper plates go into copper plates, they don't go into raw copper. So you do have to ship it in, which does suck and is gonna add some cost. But it's significantly easier to deal with the fluid and make the plates rather than try to ship the plates from where you're already making them. Try to build this nonsense. So much easier to do it like this. And accumulators were pretty easy because of this design. I used almost the exact same design as Yellow Science. This is slightly more compact, so you don't need 80 per second. You only need 70. So you could get away with making it more compact and lose a beacon. And it's pretty straightforward. It outputs and goes directly to here. It's not... You could argue it's worth to try to DI, but then you have one battery plant per one machine, and 2 of these per one of those. You might be able to get away with doing this design and having it attached somewhere over here. That would be more UPS efficient, but you'd have to handle all this nonsense pipe work. Scale it up to whatever you need. Like, it's just not really worth trying to DI this. The batteries are all lead follow. They follow this one battery plant. And I found out during Yellow Science that 4 is damn near optimal for wake lists. You could do something different, but a lead follow is the easiest. And after, 10 hours today, I finally finished this. I'm a little exhausted with this version. This'll work. I can attempt to DI and deal with that. The accumulators themselves are on a clock. I don't remember if I tweaked this one or not. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't remember. But I didn't need the full speed that they make, so I could underclock them a little bit. I did literally nothing to these foundries. This is the game doing its own thing. I could make these epics and gain a touch of UPS, but if I'm losing a spot because of 12 inserters, something else going on. There's other things to optimize than 12 inserts. Or 24 inserters, my bad. What else is there? Oh, yes, this. Unfortunately, the design is a bit too long with how I've got it set up. I probably could rearrange this and make this within pipe limitations. That's a lot of work, and this is so much easier. And again, if I'm losing a spot to a handful of milliseconds difference to pipes, how many pipes we got? 22. If I'm losing a spot to 22 pipes, I need to optimize something else. But they're on a very basic latch of their own. They don't follow the same latch as this one. It's an independent one. And same for this one, it's on its own independent latch instead of the same one. Poof. And then the struggle that I did today was super capacitors and the conductors. Those were awful. Very basic panic alarm that I need to switch. Because this green wire travels all the way to the science boys, and every single alarm is, or every single monitor is connected to this green wire. So if you're low on anything, the panic alarm turns on and it shuts all the labs or all the science boys off. And this one, I didn't touch. This is ABUC's generator at 100 per second instead of the full 120. Slightly underclocked because you don't need the full 120. And this reduces a bunch of wake lists. It is arguable if this is better to control them due to the output speed. But, again, I didn't do anything with this one. It's the game doing its own thing for all three of those. Same for this. The game's doing its own thing for this one. I did the same thing for batteries up here. They're all lead follow, and that's it. I didn't latch the plates up here. I don't know if it'd be worth it or not. But, and something I could change. And I spent a long time, majority of the time, working on a clock for this. I don't need the full speed of each one. I need it slightly underclocked. So I spent a long time working with these numbers. Getting them just right for what I need. And it finally worked. And all of them follow that clock. All of the green chips here, except for this last row at the bottom, they all follow the exact same RS latch. That's it. They just turn on and off based on how many chips are in here. And it just works. And the last one is the exact same, but it's slightly different because these two aren't always going. See, this one it's not going at all. This one sometimes stops. So it's one of these isn't always working, unlike every other one. Both of these are always working. So I had to put this one on a different latch. I didn't latch the iron plates or copper. I don't feel like it's needed. It could make a difference because this is always output full. Need a better example. Oh, this one's not. But if a machine works so fast like this, here, this is a great example. It's output full, not output full, switching back and forth constantly. So the logic is, by RS latching the output here, you save a little bit. You might save UPS because you're waiting until it gets to 90, dropping down to 18, and then you're going back up to 100. In this case, it's not really worth doing due to the sheer number of insertor. Like this one, there's no point in latching this. Too many insertor. This one, an argument could be made for latching, but if you're gonna latch one, why not latch both? So, just leave them be. And that is the build. 20 hours. Took forever. The lowest I've seen is 7 gigawatts. The peak is 14. So it sucks back a little bit of power. A little bit of power. These are all the numbers, if anyone cares. Dear God, it's been 20 minutes. I didn't expect to be talking about this for this long. Whoops. Some stuff just turns off for a little bit, saves some power, saves some UPS, turns on. The cadence could be better, but that means adding more fluid storage. And there is a point where more storage adds more cost than it's worth trying to save. So, yeah. So, oh, I forgot about the wake list. We'll just show the wake list instead of the gaps, because there are gaps. I did what I could to reduce them for the accumulator side, because I didn't need the full output of these accumulators. Plus, they're split up onto 2 belts instead of one like the superconductors. So this saves a little bit of transport update time by having them split here instead of here. Then all the way down the road, they were on both sides, not even gaps everywhere like this. It's a lot easier to have the superconductors on the same belt for 200-ish a second. Way easier. And then you just simply split them. Boop. Others, I leave them default. I don't priority split them. If I did, that would cause a lot of problems. Because one side would get fed first, then the other, and so we will ignore that. We're gonna look at the perfect good stuff. It's beautiful. You still have problems. Why? It's not supposed to. It's supposed to do this. Zero wake list. I'm supposed to be perfect. You. Why? Who knows? But yeah, every now and then there's a wake list in this system. Every few cycles, one of these machines gets it. It's only ever on the one inserter. I don't know. It's supposed to be perfect in theory, but something's messing it up. But it's only the one. One of these inserters will always have a wake list one of these cycles. That cycle is fine. I don't know. Wait, it's beautiful. No wake list, because there's nothing to go wrong. And this could go wrong. But, you know, it's beautiful. It's perfect. And same for the water, for the ice to water. Perfect. Beautiful. And then we get to the not so beautiful. I mean, the wake lists are very pretty, but yeah, it's not perfect. It's pretty good though. As good as I could get messing with it. If I mess with it too much more, it starts to become unstable, and we don't want it to be unstable. But this is as perfect as one could ask for. This is very nice. This, not so much, but not really much you can do. I tried RS latching it, didn't work out. Lead follow, didn't work out. Latch lead follow, didn't work out. So I had to end up clocking it. It's not perfect, but it's as good as you can get it, because this cannot consume the full 120 a second. And even right now where it's clocked to 100 a second, it can't consume that. It's always going to back up. Now this is the best you could ask for in that situation. This we're ignoring, because there's always going to be wakelets here at some point. And these ones are fine to have, because they're stopping on their own. Yeah, this isn't bad. And this isn't bad either. The one downside is these last row of machines, most of the time they're off. So it's kind of not worth having the cost of them existing. But it's significantly more stable with 10 machines than 4. So on to search. And then there's the gaps. We're looking to ignore that. This is so much better on the gaps. And much more consistent. It's pretty. And this is what I was talking about. The gaps here, it could be managed like these ones by having 2 belts per row of these, but it's a lot harder to route with 2 belts just because of the spacing that I left myself in. More space, not fun. It's already an absolute mess. I will accept worse transport update time. Because this is a mess of belts. There's no belt weaving, but it's still an absolute mess. But hey, at least this one's actually pretty. Nice. And this one, there's barely any gap. Same for this, barely anything. Because it can always back up. And it is, of course, very stable. I wish I could zoom out and still look. This is the cycles of it. It's been nice. Move up here. And it is, of course, very stable. We need to go like this. You can place your own tiles. Yes, I'm being mean about that. I need to increment this. And there we go. There's my Fulgora science design. Ta-da! 20 hours of pain and suffering. Oh boy. I sure do love pain and suffering. Alright, I'm gonna stop that, stop you. And thank you for watching for half an hour. Whoops. This is supposed to be a 5-minute video. I did not mean to talk for this long. Thank you. And bye-bye. Bye.